Hi, my name is Samarisha Robinson. I was born at Inova Hospital in 1984.
She was delivered on October 10th. She weighed 420 grams, which is slightly less than 15 ounces, and she was 11 inches long. I was very unprepared for what she looked like. She looked more like a little baby bird that had been kicked out of the nest. Her skin was very thin. She was very, very dark. She had no fat on her anywhere. I'll never forget the sound of the respirator, and you could hear the whooshing of the respirator, and it just like blew her chest up. So the first time seeing her is something I'll never forget.
My son Ryan Robinson was born at 24 weeks at 1 pound, 2 ounces. First held Ryan when he was about 2 weeks old, and it was the most wonderful feeling in the world, but also very scary because he was attached to all the monitors and so tiny. And our first family picture, his little head was like, you could see sticking out of the blanket.
I never thought we would have to go through this again. It was actually much harder the second go around because I had my daughter to worry about, although I think his journey was a little less invasive than Summer's because of the new technology.
The field of neonatology has evolved in the last 20 years a lot. Some of it is because of the discovery of things, which obviously making it possible for even the smaller ones to survive. And not only survive, but with good outcomes. Before that, all we could do was give them oxygen. And now we have certain drugs which actually helps them keep the lungs open. Having that kind of medicine available has changed the whole field of NICU, especially when we talk about care of really extremely small premature babies.
I can tell you we didn't really ever think we'd see this day. Ryan's 3 now and full of energy. He thinks he's Spider-Man.
All boy. He's all boy. He loves to dance. He loves to be read to.
Being born at 24 weeks, everyone knows what life could have been.
To guide them through the most difficult times of their life. Imagine that you really don't know day to day, hour to hour, if your baby's going to even live. And go through this roller coaster of this emotion of up and down. You become a part of their family at that time, and you go through the same roller coaster with them. And it is extremely, extremely rewarding at the end of the NICU course, when the babies are going home and they give you this big hug. They send you letters Christmas time. They send you pictures. There's no more anything rewarding than seeing those pictures and getting feedback from these families.
At this research institute, I lead a team of folks who see patients, who do research in the lab, who do research in front of the computer with big data sets with huge amounts of information. And we have one basic question, and the question is, how can we use genomic information to keep our patients healthier? In the past, I think a lot of scientists did some really groundbreaking, quite amazing work looking very hard about trying to figure out what's going on to cause preterm birth. And they could generate all these questions and ideas and say, well, it's maybe this, maybe that. But until then, the technologies didn't exist to allow us to look at those questions, to try to figure out those answers. And in the last about 5 to 10 years, but really only in the last couple of years, have we gotten to the point where we can generate all these types of data. Before, it was kind of that analogy of the blind man looking at the elephant, right? So someone could look at just the tail of the elephant and say, oh, maybe this part is it. But someone else might be looking at the trunk of the elephant and saying, oh, maybe this is it. And it's not until you kind of take away the blindfold, you're able to look at the whole problem, in this case, premature birth, to be able to provide some of these answers. And that's made such a difference in this and in many of the other medical questions that we're trying to address through our genomic research.
It was very important to us to be involved in the study so that other people don't have to experience the pain and anguish that we have experienced watching a premature baby go through all that they have to go through.
You don't take anything for granted, that every little thing is just a blessing and a miracle.
And we would just like to say thank you to everyone at Fairfax Hospital, the nurses and especially the neonatologists who, they're like family to us, and we're so blessed to have Ryan and Summer, and not only to have them, but to have the quality of life that they both have. And we just want to let them all know how much we appreciate everything they did for our family.